Alright. Just a chill stream, nothing crazy. I'm gonna be going over my daily wake up time. Get the brain stimulated. Just did a little bit of very tiny workout. And I'm gonna be watching some online videos that I basically multitask because this is my dilemma. ADHD. It tends to want to do multiple things at once. So I give it what it wants. Otherwise it's yeah. Let me first set something up, because I think one of my audios are not going to work properly. I think I'm going to have to do a little adjustment on volume here. Like that. And then we go. So let's get moving. No, I didn't want to call that. Why? That's fine. Where's the audio going there? Don't see it. 1 second. Oh. Too complicated. Too complicated. Is this gonna do it? I think so. No? Audio capture.
It's over. People have already decided that he's wrong. And it's the main character. I think that's the difference. His agent should be fired. He should have never accepted the role. I'm going to be real. I kind of think that you're right.
Greetings, you over 1 million practitioners of common sense and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. Henry Cavill is probably laughing his ass off right now. And it's not just because James Gunn's Superman, or Superman's James Gunn, finished its worldwide theatrical run at $615 million, which, the last time I checked, although I'm not very good at math, is a lot less than the $668 million brought in by the Man of Steel in its worldwide theatrical run over 10 years ago without adjusting for inflation. And while
wow.
you think
There
that
we
will
go.
be enough to provide some snot bubble-inducing laughter, I'm actually concerned for Henry's health right now because Netflix decided to one-up it by dropping a full Witcher Season 4 trailer, which also happens to be the first trailer of any kind for this show, released a whopping 3 weeks before it premieres. Now, they did release a small clip a couple of weeks prior to this trailer that was ratioed and roasted into oblivion. And we've
Oh
got
my god.
some shocking...
Everybody fucking hates it. I mean, just cancel it. Honestly, you know what I've said before? Some babies deserve to be aborted. I think this is one of those times.
News, the trailer is being ratioed and roasted into oblivion. But perhaps I'm being too harsh. Maybe Lauren Histrick and her crew of feminists, after being humbled by the entire world and Henry Cavill, have decided to turn over a new leaf and, never mind.
This equality thing.
Supposed to be the Baron.
Yeah. What a baron.
Oh, come on. Witcher.
Theater kids. I swear.
Well, actually, Geralt has spent a lot of time being nerfed in his own show, including, but not limited to, being injured in the final episode of Season 1 so the girls can fight it out. And those monsters he was fighting, more often than not, were some variation of a woman who was subjugated by a man, so we should feel really bad when she dies, including the testicles with women's faces.
By the way, every single time that there was an option to like either spare or kill a character in Witcher 3, I killed them every single time. You're a succubus, you're dead. You're a Doppler, you're dead. You're a werewolf, you're dead. It doesn't matter. I fucking kill every single time.
Nice.
Yep. Always kill
has
him.
greatly reduced screen time chasing around the
fuck the
girls is the key
succubus?
to everything.
Wait, what? Can you really?
Oh, shouldn't have killed that one first.
We are joining Geralt across the continent to reclaim that.
Whatever he's up to, Ciri's at the center of it. We need to save Ciri.
What if I can't save her?
And lo and behold, Ciri is, for the 4th season in a row, the girl who is the key to everything. And I know she eventually becomes that in the books that were published over 30 years ago when it wasn't as much of a trope, but it is now, and this is probably why you don't take 6 years to produce 4 seasons where Geralt was never the central focus.
She's not who she says she is.
I feel like a lot of the excitement and the popularity of The Witcher is derived from people that probably played the games. I think that a lot of people played the games and they liked the games a lot. I think that it should have been centered around Geralt going on adventures with Ciri. And then at some point, you can still have that happen while at the same time making her be a key part of the story, the most important key of the story. You can do both of these things. The game did this thing. Why can't you do it with a fucking show?
These are supposed to be the notorious and brutal rats from the books, although you can't really tell here. It looks like they're just standing around waiting to be offended. But I don't think there is a single image from a Netflix adaptation that represents a Netflix adaptation better than this.
What a company I've ended up with.
Ooh, maybe I spoke too soon. This is Liam Hemsworth as the Temu Witcher. And listen, I've got nothing against the guy. He's got some big shoes to fill. I just hope he got paid a lot. Oh, and I got to give
they literally had to, he's set up to fail. I feel bad for the guy. Obviously, he took the bag, he took the money, etc. But like realistically, I mean, there's never gonna be there's no way that he comes out of this and people don't hate him. right? I mean, like, Cavill just fit for the role. Well, no. Actually, what was really funny is that a lot of people, when Henry Cavill was originally cast for The Witcher, a lot of people were very skeptical about it. And they were like, well, we don't know about that. The Witcher's supposed to be like, you know, more of like a kind of grungy guy. You know, he doesn't have like the facial structure. He's not the same thing. You know, and a lot of people were skeptical of it. I mean, people were skeptical of, you know, Heath Ledger playing the Joker, right? Because the movie he did before that was Brokeback Mountain. So I think it's definitely, like, there's a lot of instances where that's the case, but he just nailed it. Like, Henry Cavill did a really good job. But the difference is that I think here, it's like people are, like, it's so insurmountable. It is. It's so insurmountable. I don't know. Is it skeptical of Henry being Geralt? He proved me wrong as fuck. Yeah, he did.
Netflix credit here. See, Disney, it's not that hard. Midgets playing dwarves. You can pump the brakes on the whole global phenomenon thing, Netflix. The only thing that's remarkable about this show is the fact that you didn't cancel it and how much money you're willing to put into lore and history.
That's what I think is crazy, is that they should have canceled the show. I don't know what they were thinking not canceling it.
Competence.
Something is shifting on this continent. Vilgefortz is gathering an army.
We finally get a shot of The Witcher's main character, Yennefer, and this season's antagonist, Vilgefortz, who, surprisingly enough, is after Ciri.
Whatever he's up to,
I would have
Ciri's
never
at the
guessed.
center of it.
She will be mine. Please have a seat right there.
And of course, there's a heavy dose of the obligatory feminist gobbledygook girl bossing.
Can we win this fight?
And it wouldn't be a Witcher series
That's not
without
cool.
hysterical women screaming over dramatically.
Oh god. Why? Why is that a thing?
This sounds like
It's not cool.
Portland?
Oh god. The female scream is not.
And the
It's
most
not
disappointing
cool.
Jesus.
casting of all, what are we doing here? Is Lawrence Fishburne, and while his resemblance to the character in the game is uncanny along with all the other Netflix casting, it's not disappointing that he was offered the role. It's disappointing that he accepted it. And it doesn't help that he's delivering lines stolen from Hillary Clinton's campaign slogan.
We are
I
strong.
don't have a problem with that. That's my opinion, is that if you want to race swap a character, Lawrence Fishburne is an S-tier actor. He's great. I would give him a shot. I would. I don't think it's an issue. I think that really you're talking about having a really, really high tier, high quality actor doing this. Yeah, is Lawrence okay? Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. It doesn't matter.
Oh, shit. No. No. Wow.
What's something that you always carry with you? The Witcher.
What?
Yeah.
And Yasker is
Oh,
back, a
jeez.
character who was tolerable in season 1, and then
dialogue's
they
the
turned him
issue?
into the sitcom
Yeah.
gay best friend.
You did not mention anything about an ominous graveyard of death.
That's some brilliant writing there. Last time I checked, all graveyards are graveyards of death. Anyway, the only character development Yasker has had over 3 seasons is he's gay now. Speaking of that, I'm still waiting for my good friend Dan Bass
this is
to
gonna
cover
be
that
hardy.
song that Yasker sang to his boyfriend.
Man.
Ah, fucking Reg.
Then there's Liam Hemsworth's take on Geralt of Rivia, especially the voice as compared to Henry Cavill's. Not exactly seamless, but it might give you whiplash. Dude, I was waiting for him to say bro there. He sounds like a jock. I guess Gone is the stoic Geralt, and at least Henry tried to channel Doug Cockle's voice from the games. And it's not just the voice. You see Liam smirking, and this just comes off looking like a parody or a fan film, not to disrespect the fan films. To be fair, this show has always had its problems with production design, hair, makeup, costumes, and general
Party City?
verisimilitude from the Nilfgaardian ballsack armor and
Wait. How is it that Lord of the... Like, this is... Look at that, bro. You know what that reminds me of? There it is, guys.
I have this water here.
This is the Nilfgaard General right here. Yeah. There he is.
Costume design sucks.
See him? We're just gonna kill him. Well, hey, that's kind of what they did to the show, right? So
Yeah.
it makes sense.
in season 1 to modern vernacular to Siri always looking like she walked out of
I think that's another really big issue that a lot of these shows have that a lot of people might not realize is that the way that the dialogue is spoken is just, it feels like it's very modernized and it doesn't feel like you're really in a fantasy world. Just by the way, just the way they talk, the tone, the words that are used, it just doesn't feel, it doesn't have that level of
Nothing has a
escapism.
fantasy anymore. Everything's
Like,
just
I remember noticing
based
this a
on
lot
modern
in
day
Rings
bullshit.
of Power and then thinking back to the dialogue in Lord of the Rings.
salon, despite running around in the mud and the muck all the time. Then there's this girl in the Rats who went to the local Sally's Beauty
I need some
Supply on the
movement speed,
continent,
man.
got herself some Wella Blondor Volume 20 to bleach that hair. And before we go any further, I know where you're going in the comments section. My wife was a hairstylist. That's the only reason I know that.
Wow.
I guess it could have been a weave, but whatever it is, Netflix and
Who
Lauren
knows?
Hisrich wanted to make damn sure this epic fantasy based on Polish folklore reflected the Los
nice.
Angeles they live in today. But credit to Netflix for knowing their audience and probably guessing correctly that within 30 seconds you would be bored of this trailer. So just in case you didn't notice with your own eyes that they recast Geralt, they decide to go full meta. And they start out with a little self-awareness.
Hope is reborn. Oh, right, because now they're recasting the... This is so shameless. So fucking shameless.
The Witcher is in a state of flux.
No shit.
There we go. Movement speed. Let's go.
Listen, this will not be the first nor the last time a major character is recast and then dealt with the subtlety of a napalm enema. Yes, actors leave projects and characters get recast all the time. Hell, Netflix had to deal with an actress recasting herself in real life, forcing a recast in the show.
Who elected you, Vanya?
It's, Victor.
Who's Victor?
I am. Who I've always been. Sure, Tim.
Yo,
But that
weird.
Oh shit. I didn't even know about that. Oh my god.
No!
That was awkward. but
Oh,
this one's a
whoa,
little different.
whoa,
It's a
whoa.
lot
Stay
different.
back,
To
stay
state
back,
the
stay
obvious,
back, stay
Henry
back.
Cavill was this entire show.
Yeah.
He was actually a fan of the games and the books. And it is reported that Lauren Hisrich and Netflix were thinking about replacing him in
Okay,
season
fuck
2
that.
with
Nope.
Liam Hemsworth, which only would have resulted in the show being canceled sooner. And hell, Netflix saving
Maybe
a lot
that
of
would
money.
have been a good thing.
The fact of the matter is, Henry couldn't save this show because the writing is abysmal. Let's go back to this line from the end of the trailer.
How will you be reborn?
Aside from the subtle meta commentary, what the fuck does that even mean? And before anybody gets into, well, that line will obviously have some context in the show, listen, I've seen all 3 seasons and it ain't happening. Keep in mind, these are the writers, including showrunner Lauren Hisrich, who thought it was a good idea to have Henry Cavill playing the titular character in The Witcher show only appear in 1/3 of his own series. Total running
Is that true?
time for episodes 1 through 5, not counting credits, is 4 hours and 35 minutes. Geralt's screen time was 73 minutes, 24.8 seconds. Henry Cavill is only on screen for 27.97% of season 3, part 1. As far as
That's crazy. Yeah. What are you doing? Geralt was made a side character? See, like, I remember I watched season 1 and I thought it was really good. I liked season 1. And then I heard season 2 was bad. I didn't even watch it. I was like, okay, I believe you.
Whoa.
And that was it.
season 3, part 2 is concerned, it's even worse. Total runtime for episodes 6 through 8, not counting credits, is 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 31 seconds.
2
Henry
hours.
Cavill's total screen time, 25 minutes and 3 seconds.
Wait, that's even less.
That means Henry Cavill is only in 16.67% of the final 3 episodes. The truth of the matter...
What the fuck is going on?
There is, I think, everyone is in agreement on this one, including
They hate
Netflix.
him?
whether
Yeah,
they want to
apparently
admit it
they
or
did.
not. From Ted Sarandos down to Lauren
Yes,
Hisrich,
finally.
to Liam
Fucking
Hemsworth,
tease.
who hopefully is counting a lot of money to make him feel better, to everybody watching this video, to everyone who's not going to be watching this show. It is cooked. But the good news is they really are bringing people together. Every time Netflix or a fan site posts some news, a promotional photo, a clip, or a trailer, they get destroyed in the comments, and it doesn't matter what the social media platform is. And you would be hard-pressed to even find a positive comment on any social media platform.
No, I don't think anybody gives a shit about this show anymore. I think that they don't. I think that, again, like the casting decision, like I remember whenever they cast Jennifer, and then the casting director or one of the people that was involved with the decision-making said that they wanted to find somebody that wasn't traditionally attractive. It's like, like, why would you
What
say
is that?
And I don't think that was the exact terminology, but that was the gist of what they were saying. He's like, why would you do that? Why would you say, like, isn't that an insult? What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I remember. Yes, it was something insane. It was exact. I don't remember. Wow.
Won't have a hard time finding comments like this. I was willing to give this a chance without Henry Cavill, but the trailers just ruined Liam Hemsworth's career in less than 3 minutes. Look at all of these strong, confident women preparing for war, while the supposed main character looks weak and constantly questions himself.
Oh my God.
I'll probably give it a 9 out of 10.
Yep.
It looks all right, I suppose, but it's not Geralt. Liam is a fine actor, but the shoes he is trying to fill are too big. Cavill is Geralt. Liam is discount Geralt. No matter, y'all butchered the lore anyway.
Yeah.
Y'all, which I can say now because I live in Texas, ruined this show.
Oh, nice.
It had unlimited potential, but y'all went woke. Hired writers who thought they were woke from the beginning.
Like, this is one thing, is that if I ever see like a gender swap or a race swap with a character, and it's not like Regis being Lawrence Fishburne, like, then yeah, I'm going to assume it's garbage. Like, unless you're putting somebody into a role that is like an S tier, like goated actor.
All right, I
I'm
need to
going
do this.
assume it's
I'm
going
dead
to be
though.
trash.
I'm dead. Oh my God, that was horrible.
I will. Like, I'm gonna be real. Why? But why? The reason why is because you are now putting your social worldview and your politics ahead of being true to the source material.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, that's what you're doing. Instead of casting somebody that is accurate to the source material and that would fit the role, you are instead doing something that fits your worldview. And so it shows at the very beginning, a lack of respect for the material and a lack of willingness more of a willingness to put your own opinion in instead of that.
And that breaks away
So
from
that's the reason why.
the story.
It's categorically a disrespect to the show.
To the art. You can't just base everything off of
is okay. Yeah, I don't think people really care
real life
when
shit.
it's somebody who's like a really, really great actor. I think there's a lot of examples of
horrible.
that. Nobody complained about that because the guy's great. But the issue is that whenever you're just putting random actresses and actors in these roles for what seems to be diversity reasons, it seems weird. It's weird, it's off-putting, and I think it takes you out of the escapism, because when you see the character there, it reminds you, or at least it does with me, I think it does with a lot of people, that this character is only there in this way because of like a real-world cultural reason.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I think Aquaman is like, I remember in the comics, I think Aquaman's a white guy. Jason Momoa playing Aquaman, nobody cares because he's a great actor and he was a perfect Aquaman. So it's not about necessarily, it's not binary, but I think with a lot of these like Netflix adaptations, you're taking actors that don't have that level of like, star power and value, and then you're just putting them in these roles. And I think that it just seems extremely politicized.
Better than the source material and let go the only person in the entire building who wanted to stay true to the source material.
Yeah.
It's over. Why do you think replacing the main character after 3 seasons will work at all? I'm honestly asking, how fucking retarded are you motherfuckers?
True.
Liam's
Just
great,
want to keep milking
Henry's
the
great.
cow.
The issue isn't who plays the character.
Yeah.
In this case, it actually is, but I see your point. The issue has always been and will be the showrunners and writers messing with what makes the character so great. It's the fundamental misunderstanding that made people leave. All the haters will definitely see it just so they can trash talk every single episode.
They will. Yep.
And And the comments on the massively ratioed trailer on YouTube aren't any better. Geralt sounding like Thor, cheesy magic, still, Sam Fender background music, witches using swords.
Who the
Let's
fuck would
fucking
do that?
move. Building an army, pretty sure Geralt or Yen never had an army. Global phenomenon, honestly, at this point, you just gotta laugh. What a
It's
company
sad.
I've ended up with. Couldn't have said it better, Geralt. Hard pass.
Damn.
The Witcher 4, Love and Thunder. But I really think Judge 14 sums it up the best. To the Netflix producers, you had one simple job: turn a best-selling book into a moving picture by taking its story.
And it's also like you had all the games that did additional lore as well. Like this was the freest show that you could have ever had.
And they fucked it up.
They basically storyboarded out like the way the characters would act and everything. Like it was this was supposed to be super fucking easy. Like how do you mess this one up, guys? It's crazy.
Catering to
The
DEI.
blueprint was there and you failed.
Dialogue.
Yeah, they sure did.
As they were described, and yet you failed. You want to know why? Of course you don't, but I'm going to tell you anyway. As you said in one of your interviews, you wanted to tell your own story in the Witcher's world. And the problem is that you and the writer...
Tell your own story and oh god.
So you're hijacking the actual
They
story.
get inside of something that's good and they make it bad. That's
Yep.
what they do. They're like, oh, well, no, it's not about telling the story. No, I know how to do it. No.
Yeah.
We're not gonna.
Let me do it. Let me do it.
Guy that's being paid an infinite amount of money for you just to have the privilege of being able to adapt his books into a story. No, I, the Netflix producer, showrunner that nobody will remember in 5 years, knows totally better than this best-selling author that's being paid infinitely more than me just for the privilege to use his books. No, I know what's best. I'm gonna do it instead. Think about how fucking pretentious that is. It's unreal.
As you employ are nobody, and nobody cares about your story.
Take it all over
What I
again?
care about is Sapkowski's stories. His novels are a global phenomenon, not your series. The only
Bleaching
phenomenon
clout.
here is that you will still have a job, and how your families manage to click 10,000
Yeah, trying to
uploads.
take somebody else's story
Well
and
said,
someone
and
else's
we'll end it
clout.
with this. Fans fix the
Everyone's a
writing. Henry
fucking
Cavill
shill.
fix the writing. Netflix. No,
Or grifter,
here's Liam
sorry.
Hemsworth. Fans, we're not gonna watch it. Netflix.
And shill.
They're
Both
so
of them.
bad.
I promise you, that's how the
Ooh.
writers for The Witcher, including Lauren Hissrich, have rationalized it in their head. They have actually written a masterpiece. If it wasn't for those pesky, toxic fans, they would have probably gotten their 7 seasons instead of
What I think to be funny about this is that with any of these like shows or anything like that, even if you think all of the fans are toxic, they're still not going to buy the show.
Yeah.
They're not going to watch the show. They're not going to buy the fucking DVDs or, go see a movie or buy a game. So like it doesn't really matter. Like this is what I think that these people have a problem with, is that they think because they have like some sort of moral authority that the entire world is going to just kind of align with them and work out anyway. Sometimes you can have the right opinion.
New generation
but
of
if enough people
everyone
disagree
gets a
with
fucking
you,
trophy.
You're still wrong. And you might think that you're right, but when you're trying to sell a product, you're going to have a bad time. Why do they care so much about putting modern day politics into every project and casting decisions? Because they want to influence people's thought and they want to manipulate the way that they see things. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's again, I'm the kind of guy, it's like the most obvious answer is probably the correct one. The simplest answer is the correct one. It's because
It's
they
virtue
believe in it,
signaling.
and they want everybody else to believe in it, and they want to force it on everybody. That's the reason why. Yeah, it's simple. They want people to think like this and see things this way. They're not writers, they're propagandists. I think so. I think in a lot
Basically.
of cases it's true.
being canceled after 5. Oh, and in my last video, we talked about this show costing $500 million. Well, now it's been reported that you could add another $200 million to the total, and now this disaster has cost $750 million. When it's all
Yikes.
said and done for Lauren Hissrich, anyway, who wants to go down in history as the first female showrunner of a hit male-skewing epic fantasy, who will go down in obscurity as just the latest woman who has ruined male-skewing epic fantasy. And as far as
Harry Potter. I mean, this is the problem, is that women that write stories like this, and they think about the fact that they're a woman, and that's the focus, or
Yeah.
you're just a fucking retard. I mean, I think Expedition 33 was written a lot by a woman. Shadowbringers from Final Fantasy 14 was written by a woman. People love that. Harry Potter was written by a woman.
Oh,
There's
God.
plenty of women that have written incredible and great stories. And it's not, they're not good because it's a girl wrote. What are you, fucking retarded? What the fuck is wrong with you?
As toxic fans are concerned, well, Netflix has made the same mistake as every studio in Hollywood by intentionally
50 Shades
mislabeling
Grey?
the
I could believe
passionate
that.
fan as the toxic fan, so they
Yeah.
can blame them for all their failures. And I'll leave you on
Blame
the
game.
wise words of Henry Cavill, which might explain to Netflix why he's so popular, and maybe they'll learn that if they had listened to him, he would still be around and the fans would still be around.
When it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have.
Yep.
And people are going to be upset because, especially when we're talking
Yeah.
about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example.
Yep.
I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
Nerdrock.com.
Yeah, it's not going to be perfect. That's just how it
If
is.
you like what you heard, please
Yeah.
share and subscribe. If you didn't like what you heard,
Of course.
thank you for listening this long. I will see you in the next video.
I don't know how there's been such a media circle jerk around trying to patronize viewers and players of different content.
Because they can't take blame for themselves. They gotta blame somebody else.
Why
It's
would
always the
somebody
case.
want that? What is that? And this is the same thing that some streamers have and content creators. Like they have like this animosity towards their audience or something like that, or they're mad at their audience. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, you have a great job, you get to do what you want to do, and now you're mad. What the fuck is going on? So I don't know what this
Spoiled.
is forcing their agenda on us. Yeah, don't fuck with the war. Yeah, they see patriotism as the opposite of feminism. I don't know if it's really that hard, right? Or it's that big. But yeah, I think so. Why do people keep trying to impose their will on something outside of their control in order to change it? Because that's what they want you to do what they want. That's the reason why. And they are bossy, controlling, manipulative liars that want to infect everything that you like and change it into what they want. That's what happens. It comes down to entitlement. Yeah, that's really it. Behind the thought of trashing your customers to be successful. Well, like, have you guys ever noticed that there's so many people that are patronizing and hostile towards their own viewers? I mean, like, what is and their own audience? Like, it's so weird. Like, what the fuck do you? What's wrong with you? Why would you do that ever? And I don't understand where these people are coming from. I don't understand why they do this, but it's extremely fucking common, man. And yeah, late stage cancel culture wokeism. Yeah, I mean, I would say like a little bit of that, but like I think it's a little bit less. When you fight your audience, you always lose. I mean, yeah, I would say in some cases that's kind of true. You do lose in a lot of cases, and I think also it's a good thing that you lose.
Discord's breach might be worse than you thought. Synology wants maximum exclusivity things, and Intel says they're ready to set a new GPU standard. Let's get the hot news, everybody. I'm Greg Host. We're going to be going over the hot section of time on the internet. What are you enjoying breakfast this Thursday, October 9th, 2025? As a reminder, we do have our PC giveaway drawings happening tomorrow on Friday over on our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Attack. We're going to be drawing winners for 3 different PCs, Dock Northwest Town, 59 Northwest TV, 70X, and a 57 Ti
Oop.
That's going on over there. So go check that out. Come hang out with us over on Twitch if you're watching, and get all the details for that. But it appears that there's new details coming out.
Oh god! No, the jumping from the top.
Now, initially, it seemed like Discord was doing its best to downplay how much this actually mattered and how many people were actually affected, saying that 7,000 users had their government IDs breached.
Ooh, no way.
Prediction to the hackers who were saying that it's actually a lot more, and the reason why Discord has all of these government IDs is because the age restriction was set in place in part due to government intervention. Now, currently,
there it is.
Researchers and reporters are saying that
Everything's falling apart in the private data sector.
1 million users user verification photos, which happen to include the IDs because that's a necessitated point of actually proving your identity on Discord. Whereas Discord has come out and said that these numbers are inaccurate and that it's just an attempt by these groups to extort them. Obviously, Discord has a reason to downplay this incident due to trust and security reasons. The group trying to extort Discord has all the reasons to inflate their numbers in order to make it look like the data is bigger, saying that they have 1.5 terabytes worth of data. Regardless, both groups have incentive to say different things about the actual incident, and what is happening, it'll become clear hopefully in time just how widespread this breach is, but again does highlight various different issues with things like supply chain attacks, where it's not necessarily Discord that got hacked, but a third-party servicer who handles all of this information that got hacked, and it's going to create some headaches moving forward. But what definitely can create a headache is not having a dash cam, so check out today's video. Some time ago, we had a new perk to being a member of the UFO Tech team, getting to drive the company truck. Everyone say hi to Marv here. Unfortunately for Marv, we've been running him on the road loosey-goosey style. That is to say, without a dash. Marv's camera shy days are long gone though, thanks to today's sponsor, Basis, and the Prime Trip DD1 Pro dash cam. The Prime Trip DD1 Pro is an industry-first design with a dual solar panel and lithium battery power source setup. All this power works to juice up the 4K 30 FPS front sensors. Don't crack Pro features in park though. You can thanks to the 12 gigabytes and parking that the rigorous validation process. But Synology came back out and said that due to feedback, this clearly wasn't the right idea, so they are walking back that. Now they are not saying that they have done any reputational damage, but based on information out in the industry, this appears to occur.
Oh my god. Oh god.
A bunch
We're
of
done
other
here.
NAS providers, and Synology is likely walking back for that reason. And NVIDIA is not officially walking back the release date of their DGX Spark AI supercluster on a freaking desk, but they're not releasing it either. We talked about a recent episode of Hot News how AMD struggles to get some dead homes. Well, here's an example of NVIDIA not getting their GB10 super chip out onto the market when it was supposed to. These things were originally supposed to drop earlier this year. I believe May was the initial release date, then it got pushed back to July. Now here we are in the fourth quarter of 2025, and they are nowhere to be seen, with NVIDIA's website only having
No! Wrong button. Oh well.
So, NVIDIA missing the deadline, not really talking about it. They're actually getting the market. Speaking of the market, recent deals.
Yo, welcome
Oh
back
my
to
god.
Deals, bringing you the hottest tech deals at Untitled. And here's the deal for you. Starting off with the Drop Plus Class HX wired gaming headset.
That hurt.
$39 the Logitech G Pro X Superlight wireless gaming mouse, $94.99, giving you edition. And then lastly we've got the Crucial C705 2TB version, going for only $159.99 off of its regular price of $199.99, giving you 20% off. And hey, with that deal done, you can find these and more link down in the video description.
One more microwave.
With your hot news.
Give me the cheese. Give me the cheese. 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 Oh god. Oh god. No 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 no. I'm out.
So there's going to be a free
I need a heal.
where they're going to have new content, new enemies, new stuff to do for everyone.
Oh come on.
I'm excited
Yes.
for this. I don't care if the release date, honestly, they can start the price on it. That game meant so much to me.
What do you got?
I talked about it at length, ad nauseum, when I was
Yes.
fantastic. Yeah,
Oh my god, they're coming from everywhere.
Reese and Jason have played it but not finished the game. Bad boys, actually, play it, finish the game, it's worth it. That the finale is absolutely, oh my goodness, just completely content. Actually see the story through. It's a big deal. And Intel's coming out and saying that they're a big deal too. They released this video yesterday. The road to handling Intel on track on their tech tour that they had on Facebook recently, where the host Alejandro Pollo is detailing with some execs at Intel what's going on with the new stuff. Not how it's always love hanging out with him whenever we're at various conferences. Regardless, there wasn't a whole lot in the video specifically detailing everything that the but they do highlight all of the learning opportunities and how driver changes that they're focusing on.
Oh, come on.
AI stacking.
I need more shield.
So that the XE3 GPU is going to be better than ever. And most specifically, the GM and VP of Intel Client Computing decided to conclude the video by saying that the graphics in Panther Lake will set a new standard not only for Intel but for the industry. We'll share more details as the launch approaches.
Alright, one more game.
Because of the time of Hopkins going out, I think it's when the embargo
I think. I don't know.
details which regard to the rest of the Panther Lake lineup, so be sure to watch out for the videos for that. We'll cover that tomorrow as we get those details. But it appears that Intel is becoming more and more confident in their integrated stack. We talked about recently how the mainly nomenclature where the X integrated GPU is supposed to have 12 XE3 cores. Hopefully they outperform the number of those. I would really like to see if they can go look at those like straight yellow as a core GPU and graphics. But even if it's somewhere along those lines, that could be a good time for all of us. So let's see if you had a good time yesterday's episode. Comments, there were a bajillion times I just know that talking about bad Windows things bringing about Linux.
Get off of.
Especially because
Yep.
I made a joke about how I didn't.
Get off of Windows, guys.
Seriously. And some of you suggested that I should.
We're about to become prisoners to our own computers. Get off of Windows.
I use Windows for gaming and Linux for it's just that's how it is. My Windows PC is
Dual boot.
exclusively used for gaming, and I need to do work on it. The battery life is insane. Yeah, so that's my current stack. How I do that. And so I am using all three operating systems.
That's fair.
On that. Then we got Optifine saying, I see the switch game. What's your favorite ones? What's your favorite one? Okay, if I really need like the non-descriptive ones, I have to go with the element blue. And it goes with like the original lineup. I like those a lot. I think I'd go with purple over the blue. But if you're including flavors that have been around for a while, orange is not like I won't say no ever. If we're talking wacky flavors as far as like things like this, the blueberry meringue. Yesterday it was banoffee that was on the desk, which is easy leaving.
Alright, thanks, bro.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Today I wanted to go over a case from a woman who managed to push back against biometric data collection. The company is not changing their policy, nor was there any sort of written communication that indicated that she had actually won, which is why I wanted to do a video on it so that people understand that they should be pushing back against this and that there, at the very least, is a record of them changing their stance even if they did not put it in writing. The company is Uphold. It's a crypto exchange. Many people use it because for certain cryptocurrencies, it's one of the only ones that you can go to if you have to trade those currencies. So for instance, I know
should have done both.
people wanted to use the Brave browser, they were using Brave Attention Token, and if I wanted to redeem those points, at the time, the only functioning exchange was Uphold. Now, Uphold partnered with a company. They have a post in their site here talking about their partnership with Verif. It's looks like a biometric verification company to help people verify their identity, their ID, and that they are who they say they are. And this woman did not like that. I looked at the time frame. It looks like she signed up prior to them using this. So if you signed up for the service prior to the term saying that we're going to be collecting your biometric data, now they want your biometric data after the fact to get access to your crypto, that sucks. So the conversation that Natasha had with Uphold went like this. Please give me an alternative way to log into my account other than using Verif. This mosquito is about to get me. I am going to win.
Yeah.
You suck my blood. You suck my blood. Bitch. Oh, direct hit, bro. You done.
Fuck, I love Louis.
Hi, Natasha. Thank you for contacting Uphold. I understand your concern, and I can provide you with information that's on our privacy and data policy. When you create an account and make use of the platform, you agree to our terms and conditions, where it's stated that you acknowledge that you have read and consent to the collection, use, and disclosure of your information in accordance with the privacy and data policy. And
So
have read
fucked
and
up they
agreed
do
to our
that, man.
policy and our developer agreement if applicable. Doing this verification is necessary as a financial institution. It is essential that we are able to confirm the true identity of our users. There are rules and regulations across the world that require we
Blah, 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 blah.
corruption, anti-bribery, anti-terrorism, anti-money laundering.
Yeah.
If you have any more questions. So the first thing to go over here is she's located in California, and when I look through, so I'm trying to find anything that says what the Know Your Customer laws are, and I can't find anything that says that you need to collect biometric data on people in order to be in compliance with Know Your Customer laws. So I go through this from Financial Crimes Enforcement Network from the Department of Treasury. I can't find a single thing in any of these that goes over biometric data collection, anything facial recognition, fingerprints. This is it's not a part of it. I've looked far and wide, and there's nothing in the laws in any state that I can find that says that they have to collect biometric data. So that part is just not true. There are many ways to verify somebody's identity without collecting biometric information. Next thing to go over is
nice cheese.
response, which I think was great. Thanks for getting back to me. I've never been asked to give away my biometric data to log in since I first downloaded the app about 5 years ago. I have avoided using Touch IDs and Face IDs since they came out on the iPhone. The state of tech surveillance is way out of hand, and biometric login is one example of that. I don't want to start giving away my biometrics now just because Uphold suddenly changed their authentication process. According to my rights outlined in privacy policy, I can reject you processing my data or withdraw my consent. I only wish to bypass verify. I don't want to leave Uphold altogether. I'm happy to provide other means of identification, so please assist me in any other non-biometric mode of logging into my account. They didn't get back to her with anything that was definitive. They just got back to her with these canned responses, which are essentially just a bunch. However, they did let her into her account before I was even able to make this video and go over everything, go over the fact that somebody else is actually suing me for this. There's a case going on. Ooh,
biometrics is going down, dude.
Jacob, we're going to call him Jacob C. versus Uphold. This is a case. The complaint involves Jacob C. representing himself and others against Uphold. The complaint alleges that Uphold collected biometric data from users without proper consent and disclosure, violating the Illinois Biometric Information Act. Also here, Veriff agreed to a $4 million class action lawsuit settlement to resolve
I was so slow.
Biometric Information Privacy Act by collecting facial
I need
without consent.
this.
Texas,
oh God!
Wouldn't expect to see a lot of consumer protection. Attorney General Ken Paxton secured a
Come on.
unauthorized capture of personal biometric data and largest settlement ever obtained from an action brought by a single state. Rite Aid has been smacked for this, and again, as I just want to keep making this clear, there is no freaking requirement that I can find. I'm not a lawyer. I just play one when dumbasses try to sue me, and it's pretty fun. That I can't find anything that says that they need to collect your biometric data. Now, they let her back into her account, but they never put a written record over here saying why, or oh yeah, my bad, bro. It looks like we broke the law in your particular state. We're not allowed to do that. We can't just change it and even require collection of your biometric data.
Oh my God.
To your funds. But
I need more damage.
Writing, I don't want to call that a win, since
or more area.
may not be aware of it. So I'm making this video just so that you're aware of the rights, and that you're aware that if you push back, Uphold will not require that you go through all of this biometric data collection in order to be able to get access to your funds. Before you start in on this, by the way, she has already received a 5 to 10 minute lecture from me, unsolicited, on how you never keep your funds in the exchange. I know, she already knows. Before we even got into this issue, I went over how to set up a proper wallet.
Diversify everything.
Set up so that if your phone or whatever,
don't put one,
don't
depend on one firm for anything. Social media, banks, nothing. Cannot trust one company with all your stuff. It's the worst thing you can do.
After getting access to the account, how many other people are likely just not going to push back the way they're cheating? I was pretty surprised when I read this. People younger than I am. So people that are younger than I am, the generation with subscriptions and everything just sucking up your data all the time, is saying, yeah, I haven't even used Touch ID or Face ID because I don't want this collected.
Yep.
You're ahead of me in that regard, so that's awesome. I like seeing people push back against this. And one of the things that I think that's actually great about AI, a lot of people think I'm fully anti-AI just because I don't want to pay for my own surveillance, is I love using AI to do stuff like this. When some jackass wants to sue me for $100,000 because I've done nothing but essentially play back his own words on the internet, I love using AI, and I'll sit there for hours and hours and hours looking up everything, making sure every source is verified, making sure they're all real. What do you think I missed here? I'll read through it, and I'll edit things, and I'll do my own research afterwards just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But it's a great starting point to be able to push back against people that I don't want to talk to. I love using AI to talk to people that I do not want to talk to. Anthem Healthcare tried to fuck over my neighbor and not pay any of their bills, which went to the hospital 5 times. Now rubber stamps almost everything. Because I had something that was written, and I CC'd into every single one of the regulatory departments that would screw them if they screwed
all right, let's go.
The state of California. That was fun. This one over here, this law firm fired their client over a letter written by a washed-up MacBook repairman who spent an extra $20 to get a higher tier check. It's great for this. When I had to deal with a landlord that didn't want to refund the deposit, who just kept putting it off over and over again. What kind of letter should I write? What laws does this violate? Who do you report this to? And more importantly, who are the people that are most likely to actually respond if I send them this letter and respond to the landlord? Like, which one is going to be the one that engages with me the most? What should I say for somebody with this personality type so that they react by refunding me my money as quickly as possible?
Nice. That's how you use AI, really.
Help me with this, and then copy and paste the response, and all the embeddings.
Oh, fuck.
You make it your own. It's a tool.
No.
You can make great use of it. For me,
you can.
When it comes to my personal email and sorting my email, I'll use a llama and a local model for that.
There we go.
Nope. Going to on my personal bin. However, if I'm reading a legal letter
Oh,
to
come
it
on.
that I'm going to read publicly
No.
anyway, if I'm having a craft a response for me that I'm also going to be sharing with 2.5 million people, privacy is less of a concern there, and being able to have all those research features and the better performance and better results that I get from using this versus the
Come on.
is very much better. Even if you don't have access to the services,
where's all my poison?
even some of the free models are infinitely better.
There's so much more poison than this.
What I love about AI is responding to people that I otherwise would not want to take the time to respond to. People that and just being able to push back against shit that just usually wouldn't be worth it. Instead of just giving up my data, taking accept and lying down and taking it, I like having something that just makes it easier for me to fight back in an effortless way. Even if I do lose, I was going to lose anyway, so I might as well push back and make it seem like I'm going to be a thorn or something. There are a lot of people.
Oh, come on.
This company is screwing me over on my warranty for this item. You're not going to hire a lawyer and put in 5 hours of your life over a $50 CD. But you may put in 4 minutes. And when you put in 4 minutes of your time into one of these AIs, you can really get back something that looks like you put 3 hours of your life or 3 hours of a lawyer into it. And that will get a company very often to change their behavior. And I don't think that companies are really prepared for this, but I think it's a great way to use it.
Take it to your advantage. Oh, damn it, I want that. I want that speed. I need to move him, Oh, get over here.
So it'll scrape and do all this information to figure out which local council meetings are where they're going to be.
Come on, kill it.
Some lively technologies that said that they think that people behave better when they're under surveillance. I think city councils behave better when they're actually very two can play that game.
Yeah.
It makes these things a lot
Yes.
So if you're somebody who's facing an issue like this, you may not be as lucky as she was. She did the most bare minimum pushback and did not have it cite any sort of laws or statutes in her state. But with
Oh, God.
seconds of time,
Oh, God.
with all the different statutes, all the different lawsuits, and exactly what it is that she was going to do next if they did not give her access to her account to make sure that.
This is stressful.
Make it very clear that you're willing to.
That's what you want to be. You want to be a thorn in their side because they're a thorn on your side. Oh no, there's ghoster here. The ghoster here. I'm not even halfway.
Anything that I love about using any of these
models
is confusing people because they realize that if they make it take 45 minutes to get a refund,
I'm so fucked, dude.
Sense that you're just gonna deal with it. It makes it very easy to make sense. So thank you for.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm so dead.
That if you use Uphold and they require biometric verification for you to get
God.
access to your account, that you push back in the same
Not
way
enough
that she
attack
did,
speed.
and that more people understand that they will just kind of let you back into your account because this is not true. There is no requirement that they collect your.
There's no law. There's no law.
It's
They can't do that shit.
Simply accept because they have put that out there for you, and I hope more people choose to accept it. I'd like to see more people using these tools that are being made available to you. Many of them can be run locally. Many of them are completely free to push back against companies.
That's the thing about anything that's happening now with AI and biometrics. Corporations will fucking lie to you. They will literally lie to you because you know less. That's it. You don't keep up with every single thing. And they can easily say, oh yeah, now we require your eyeball, your face to be a part of the recognition process to identify you. No. Government ID is still the default. So they're gonna try and push this shit, and you know why? Because they put money into it. They invested into this shit. They paid for the biometrics. So of course they're gonna try and get some way to like push money or push you to do it. Even if it's like, and it's not like a policy, so it's, if you look it up and they can't fulfill that. They can't say, oh, we can't give you info unless you give us your face, because it's not part of policy. But what's going to happen is employee is going to be prompted, literally like an AI, to start talking about these biometrics. And when it's talking about these biometrics, they can be completely wrong, but they're just an employee. They're just a customer service desk guy. So their actual liability is so low compared to the actual policy that no matter what the employee is going to tell you, if you don't question it, they can easily just do it. They can do it. But if you question it, there's no way they can defend it because it's not a legal requirement. It's not a part of policy. They spent money on something they're probably losing money on, and it's their own goddamn fault. It's not your fault for not using their fucking shit. So do not use biometrics. Do not use anything that has to do with identifying yourself outside of a password. Force a government ID, but even then it's getting weird because we just saw a video with Discord getting effed, hacked, and probably way more than we know. People's actual identifications are all over the internet now. Your driver's licenses, your government IDs, all of those things that were required under some sort of safety act, like everyone's been saying for the last 2 months. You don't give that info to the internet. And now the freaking government or websites are trying to require these very confidential, very private pieces of detail. And they just get hacked. They just get hacked. That's it. They got hacked. The end. GG. Well played. You just gave all your info to the internet. It's so fucked up. So they're trying to make these government ID and private information, biometrics, like even government ID, you should only really give those to like brick and mortar institutions, those banks that you have an account in to verify who you are, because yes, that's going to be a case for making sure that no one that doesn't have that ID on you, on person, is going to access the money that you have in your account. That's a fair situation. But for Discord to have your government ID, that also, this is the same reason you don't use the same password for Discord as you do for your fucking bank account. It's the exact same reason. So why would Discord now require you to use a government ID with literally that's the thing that's protecting you? You're the only one that technically should have it. Let's hope Discord just get hacked. What's stopping? Oh, yeah, okay. I don't need that. What's stopping them from actually like getting all that information out? Now when they get hacked, now they have access to your actual bank account because your government ID is leaked. Why would we do this? Why are people so fucking stupid that they're gonna be like, oh, now we want government ID to be a part of the regular registration process? I use a shit password. It's still a really strong password, but I still use a shit password on Discord compared to what I use on like a bank account. Because it doesn't matter if my Discord gets hacked. That's fine. Oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. It doesn't matter if my Discord gets hacked. That's the whole point, ain't it? It doesn't matter. But if my bank account gets hacked, wow. Then everything's GG. Like, what do you even do in real life after all the work you've put into on a daily basis is gone, right? So this is why we essentially need to be very careful. And this push forward, and especially by the UK, this push forward to actually have our most private pieces of data plastered all over the internet for some sort of safety that they're trying to say. This is a common issue. You read books, you read history. It's always a case. We're going to give you safety for the return of your freedoms. We're going to take your freedom away and we're going to give you safety in return. This is the overall exchange of slavery, no matter what it is. They want you to fear and want safety in order to alleviate your own freedoms for that safety. So they're always going to argue this. It works with everything. What about our children's safety? What about this safety? What about your private data safety? Like, they're going to use this to their own advantage, but in the end, it's counterintuitive. It literally breaks apart that argument when you take a look at the details. Like Discord's ID verification. Why would I give ID verification to a basic chat protocol that would also link that same personal ID to my bank account? Why would a simple, basic piece of shit chat communication system have the same integral data that my bank account will have? And this is the same argument of why do you have the same password for your Discord that you have for your bank account. Hopefully you don't. Hopefully you have like 5 or 6 tiers of passwords, from crap accounts that are super simple to very important accounts that are completely random and have no actual pattern to recognize for any sort of brute forcing or basic phishing. Well, phishing can take it anyway, so you have to be careful about emails and all this other shit. This is why I don't answer any emails. I don't answer any phone calls anymore, because I see all of these scams all over the place. It used to be a point in time where I could easily and calmly and safely and very just answer my phone and it'd be someone I know. For the last 10 years, and I stopped answering my phone call unless you're on my ID, my caller ID. I stopped answering it probably about 8 years ago. Because those 2 years, I noticed random people calling me, random scans, random, oh, send money here, or you're just constant threats. And I'm like, fuck it, no more phones. My phone is now basically a spam email account. So how do we actually take care of our privacy when everything is being leaked? And then we have to deal with this kind of bullshit. That's the problem. That's the overall issue of society, is that we're going towards a quote-unquote justified, safe system when that safe system itself is the reason it's falling apart. It's not safe. It's a false flag. Fear is what's meant to basically get you to alleviate your freedoms, so don't do it. Absolutely not. Oh, anyway, I think I'll be done. Fucking, I can't. Multitasking is a bitch with this. When I have the ADHD, I do like to focus back and forth and keep both of my senses up and running. But it's like a master, what is it? Jack of all trades, but master of none. I can't really dedicate more than 70-80% of my focus to one thing. So yeah, I'm still stuck here anyway. Hopefully I'll get out of the second tier and go into third tier, but that's it. That's it for my wake up. I think I'm pretty hyped up. I'm gonna start programming, and I think I have a student later. So stay, join me, subscribe, like if you like these kind of deep thoughts, these kind of security measures. I do educational assistance, tutoring in many aspects. You can find me directly, one-to-one, on patreon.com/superscholar for SMIA. You can look it up on my channel. Subscribe, like the video if you like these kind of contents. I'm probably maybe gonna do this every morning, kind of like wake up, like boost up my brain cells with some high activity games like this, but also pay attention to some major news breaks and basically give my 2 cents at the end, because it's crazy. It's crazy. The future is looking. It's very 50-50. I can't say it's looking grim, because the efforts we put into the future is what's going to happen. If we succumb to these techniques of fear and we give away our freedoms in this format, especially to corporations. Like, if Discord's going to do this shit and it makes a requirement, go to Revolt. Revolt is an alternative. You can use it as this. Revolt is basically Discord day one. Before all of the bells and whistles and bullcrap that they put on there and made it a huge piece of like software that constantly updates, won't turn on unless you update it. All these things in the middle that are constantly advertising to you. Sure, it's got a ton less features, but aren't you on Discord to maintain communication with your friends and groups? Go to Revolt. REVOLT. Literally revolt against Discord. Because it started off as, we maybe forgot where we came from. We came from a Discord system where it was just for us to have forums and groups of people that we can communicate with, go into a voice channel, chat, go and play games together and communicate, share photos, memes, and all kinds of stuff. All of that's still on Revolt. But because Discord added all these fancy, shiny battle passes or something, where you have shiny little icons and badges and borders. I hope you didn't buy any. I did, unfortunately. But I bought one, just because I'm a long-time user of Discord. So I decided to buy one to just piff it up. But it's not enough money that I dedicated to Discord to say, fuck it. No more money for you. I'm just going to start using something else. It's all in our actions. If we can get out of this loop that we've put ourselves in because those corporations did it on purpose. Ever since Discord got bought off by a big corporation, big investing firm, I believe, some group of financial fat cats decided to buy Discord, right? It used to be Microsoft. Microsoft initially wanted to buy Discord, but they said no, but then they didn't really say no to the second one. Ever since it gets bought off, it always becomes a monetization game and a privacy leak game. So, revolt. Change direction. That's the only way we can get away from this future of Dystopia 1984 themed data breach, truth managers that are constantly fabricating ideas of what is safe and what isn't safe, is by our money, where we spend our money, and by the choices we make. Remember that our choices are the reason that makes a particular direction happen. If we get off of Discord, if we stop giving IDs, whoever requires to have a digital ID, don't do it. You have a choice. Don't do it. And then go to something alternative. Look up anything alternative. You can go to Google and right now search Photoshop alternative, and you'll find free ones. Discord alternative, you'll find free ones. Less data invasive ones. You can find alternatives for everything. Use that keyword to your advantage. And then bring your friends along. Oh, anyway, man. Our choices. We have to make good choices. We have to make better choices. We can't get stuck in these Instagram, Facebook walls of shiny objects that are stimulating dopamine hits in our brain, and we can't stay stationary. We can't do the same thing we've been doing for the last 10 years, because as soon as they catch a whole group of people in one space and they want to monetize it, they will buy it off, and then they will make money from it and then shut it down and make it basically mainstream corporatized like Discord. So maybe one day even Revolut's gonna go through that. If everyone from Discord migrates to Revolut, someone's gonna hijack that too. And we just have to keep on migrating. That's all we have to keep doing. Eventually, they'll run out of money because they're constantly trying to buy our attention, buy the platforms we're on. And eventually they won't have enough money, because if we stop buying their shit, we stop feeding into this crap. We stop feeding them the fodder they need to keep buying the things that get in our way. Every time we give, this is the thing, know where your money is going and to who, what corporations. Because when we give them money to basically push us down. Our money now is the reason corporations can basically control us. Is the reason that those corporations can also benefit more directly through Congress, through government, paying off lobbyists to change the laws. Our money is used against us. You have to realize, money is power. You're going to have people say, oh, money is not that important. Enjoy life. Well, how can you enjoy life when the people that have money are the ones that telling you how to enjoy life? We have to take money more seriously, because it is the key to society. We have done this to ourselves. Unfortunately, humanity has done this. Humanity has made this case scenario a reality, that money is actually more important. For anyone saying that money is not important, I understand. It's not, and you shouldn't technically pay attention to it more than your family, more than your loved ones. But we have to realize that the people that do have money, with time, tend to change the way we live. And then eventually, it's going to be a very big problem. The way we want to live to make ourselves happy with our family and friends will turn to 80-hour work weeks, where we never see our family and friends. We'll become slaves to the system of those that we fed the money to, because we decided to keep giving them subscription-based fees, leaking money from our own pockets to feed our own addictions on Instagram, on Discord, on whatever. There are alternatives, free alternatives. The biggest challenge now is if we can get off of Windows. Can we get off of Windows? Can the majority of people that are currently experiencing a migration towards Windows 11, because Windows 10 is now being discontinued for support, will they be able to say fuck it? They want me to have an online account instead of a local basic account. And this is the problem. Most people don't see the difference. Up to 11, we've had a local computer account. We've had a local computer account that basically means you create it on your own computer and it doesn't touch the world around you. It just stays on your computer. But now with 11, you would have to create a Microsoft account that connects to the internet and is constantly pinging back home, mothership, telling Microsoft when you're logged on, what you're doing, what subscriptions you have, if they should market something to you, taking your data, taking your habits, and let's not talk about Microsoft Recall and Copilot working together to basically spy on you on your computer. That's a whole different story. Literally taking screenshots of your device every 5 seconds so they can index what you do. So when you lose something on your computer, you can ask Copilot, hey, where's my password to my bank account, or what was it? And then you're gonna let this computer go through all these screenshots and basically access every single piece of detail on your computer. It's a nice convenience, probably. But what do you think the convenience is to somebody that accesses your computer without your knowledge? We have to stop going towards convenience. We have to fucking pull our pants up, put our shoes on, and start being fucking responsible for our own fucking shit, and stop letting corporations come in with a solution to be less responsible. That's what we have to do. Because all of these new features, especially with AI, it's great. You can go and learn anything on AI very quickly, very nicely, very thoroughly. Like Louis said, if you need to know kind of ideas and sources and research, you can use AI for that. It's a great tool, but people crutch on it. It's like a calculator. People crutch on doing work in their brain. And they outsource that work to a piece of computer, which only serves to work backwards. It messes us up. It F's us up. Our brain starts to dwindle, we can't make calculations, and so we continue to depend on a calculator to continuously do math, and our logic starts to falter. That's just a calculator. What happens when a whole society starts using an AI for reasoning? And just basic thinking, and common sense. Not that it's actually in existence, but what happens when we outsource every single thought to a computer? And we just let it think for us. I've seen what it looks like for a student to depend on a calculator. I've seen the thoughts that are limited, the attention span that's gone, the seriousness of their eyes gone because everything is an entertainment factor and not a thought to process. Now imagine a world where we don't even think. Not just math, but just think. We need to stop. We need to stop, put up, let's fucking pull our pants up and actually take responsibility for what we are feeding in this world. A monster that's eventually going to take over every aspect of our lives. And with that, I think I can keep rambling,